What's going on, YouTube? My name is Perfectly Flawed, and here I don't care what you do, what you did, or who you did. We are all flawed people, but the choice is yours to do it perfectly. Now, as y'all can see, I have a guest with me, and this is my mother here. And I asked y'all to send in some questions that y'all wanted to know, or whatever you wanted to ask. And we're going to start off with the first one. How do you deal with Flawed? He is awesome, but he is a piece of work. I just love his realness and straightforward way of thinking. Does Mama Flawed take some credit for that?
I can't say that I do, because he's been like that since the day he was born. He has been his own personality. Oh my goodness, since the day he was born. He has always...
Stop that whining, Cola.
He has always been his own person. I mean, I don't want to give too much information. He might get embarrassed.
You can be. I'm not embarrassed. Do you know how much these people know about me?
Okay. Trying to breastfeed. When he, you know, when you feed and they drain off of one, you switch them over to the other breast, he would get mad because he didn't want to be stopped. So he would just scream and stop eating. And he did it so much, I was afraid he wasn't going to eat, so I had to stop breastfeeding altogether. I had to just put him on formula, just straight out the gate, because he just was not cooperating. He has always had to have things his own way ever since he was an infant. So
that's right. That is right.
That's just him.
And if y'all don't know, this is Dakota. We've had this little one for forever.
Put your damn hands down. Put them down. Why is you whining? Get out there.
Alright, next question. This is from Nicole. Hey Flawed, hey Mama Flawed, I got two questions. What is the craziest thing Flawed has ever did as a child? Was there an ex of Flawed that you just couldn't stand, and why? Thanks. So first one is the craziest thing I've ever done as a child.
Craziest thing he's ever done as a child. I won't say the craziest thing, but one of the most memorable things that he did as a very small child. He was in kindergarten, and he had a teacher that he didn't particularly care for, and they were having an assembly, and he wanted to work on a special project because the incentive that they were given to finish this project was what were you all getting?
I don't remember that.
It was some kind of treat.
Only thing I remember was kicking that little girl ass for biting the latte. That's what I remember.
No. I'm talking about when you didn't want to go to the Spanish assembly.
I remember that.
And you told the teacher, I can't understand what they saying anyway, so it don't make no difference to me. And you didn't want to go to the assembly because you wanted to finish working on whatever this project was, so that you could get whatever this treat was. They was giving y'all something. I don't know if it was candy or cookies or something. It was something specific. And you told her, I can't understand what they saying no way, so it don't make no difference. I don't care.
So that was the craziest thing you remember me doing?
That was yeah, especially with dealing with an adult. Yeah, I was like, this little boy got some issues.
Really? I got issues?
Issues.
Okay, what? Next question.
Oh, about the ex.
Yeah, was there an ex that I had that you just couldn't stand, and why?
Well, don't be shady. You can be honest, but don't be shady. Because I'm already going to be shady when I do my storytime movie. But don't let.
Then you can tell them why.
You sure I can tell them why?
You can tell them why. This is just like a sneak peek preview of what's going to be in that Storytime movie. I haven't talked much about it. No, I have. I've directly indirected things at him in my videos and my story times and stuff. But it wasn't something that they was able to pick up on.
Okay. Well, specifically, last Valentine's Day, he decided that he was going to do a Valentine's Day meal for this particular ex. Took my stainless steel pots out of the house to go and cook said meal for this particular ex. the meal.
Mind you, we didn't get none of the food. My shady!
That is shade.
We didn't get none of this food.
I just said don't be shady.
But, okay. So he cooks the meal. Several weeks go by. Didn't think about it. They have a falling out. They break up. My other son goes in the kitchen. I'm telling him I want to cook a specific thing. Go and pull the pots out for me. He says, Mama, them pots ain't there. I go, what you mean the pots ain't there? And so then I said, oh, he done left my pots at that boy's house. He asked the boy about the pots. He tell him he done gave the pots away.
How the hell you give away my Even if you was mad at him, how the hell you give away my pots? Then they turn around and get back together and he scared to come over because he know I'm gonna say something about my damn pots. Which I did. Yeah. I still need my damn pots. Next question.
Hi, Mama Flawed. Hi, Mama Flawed. I hope you ready for a few questions. Do you watch Flawed's videos? Which is the first one.
I watch some of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of them that I tell her not to watch.
Some of them I watch, some of them I don't.
If you do, what was your reaction to the last video behind the truth of the weed? That's question 2.
I didn't watch that one because the one thing that I've known about my kids, I may not have known everything that they've done or that they've tried, but there are certain things that I know that they don't do. So I know that certain children of mine do not smoke weed. So him trying it or whatever wouldn't have fazed me one way or the other, but I know as an adult he does not smoke weed. Nobody in our household smokes weed. So.
Right, but we're talking about, because you didn't watch the video, you didn't know the basis of what I was talking about. Remember when y'all found the weed when we lived in Lombard? Mm-hmm. And we blamed it on, I'm calling him Kareem. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't his. It was ours, but we did not buy it. It was given to us. Mm-hmm. So, okay, question 3. As you raised your twins, which twin was more of a handful in childhood?
Both of them was. There wasn't that.
Now y'all see where I get that from. This one right here.
The one thing that I don't think people understand is that when you have twins, people always want to know who was the worst, which one is the good twin, the bad twin. Mm-hmm. There isn't a comparison because people make the mistake. They know that they're two separate people, but they treat them like they're one person. But they're really not. They're two completely distinct different people. There isn't a comparison. They all have their own little nuances that are completely different from day one.
Man, don't be using them big old words on my channel. Nuances. I ain't never used that word in my life.
They are just, they were different straight out the womb. Very different. He has always been more outgoing than his twin. His twin has always been more reserved. He got to watch you for a little bit before he fool with you. He's a little more open. But, they've always just been themselves. I wouldn't compare them because they've all done. And then the two of them together, oh my God. I always felt like I was getting double teamed. They would just do some of the most outrageous stuff together. Like leaving me in fitting rooms, crawling up underneath the door. I go to try on something and I take them in the fitting room with me, and because they want to go to the food court to go see some animatronic puppets, they left me in the fitting room, and I come running out the fitting room, and the lady says, I saw them when they left, girl. Just give me your purse and stuff. And I got to go chase them down in the mall because they left me because I was taking too long because it was something that they wanted to do. Yeah,
but when we was on them little plastic bikes and our diapers and onesies, talking about we was going to Granny West store.
Oh yeah. When they were really little, the community that my mother lived in, had a very busy street at the very next corner from her house. And then 2 blocks after that and another block over was the church little candy store. And they decided one morning when I was up doing laundry that they was just gonna sneak out the house in their Barney slippers, pull-ups, and on a push trike. They're gonna go to the church store by themselves. I come up the stairs from the laundry room and the front door is standing wide open and the little neighbor boy is peering in the door looking for somebody. You know, because he saw the door open, he just assumed that, you know, everybody was up and moving about or whatever. And he goes, the twins! And I go down there and they out there in, I kid you not, a t-shirt. You know, of course they would sleep that night. So, you know, you put the 2 little stuff on them when they go to bed at night. You know, 2 little t-shirt, pull-ups, Barney slippers, and a push trike. Yes, I did strip off the leaves off a switch and tow them legs up all the way back to the house.
For one,
yes,
you got us outside in a full stretch medium. With a bloated diaper and my Barney slippers. And they had the audacity to whoop us. Like,
wait a minute. I didn't have y'all out there like that. Y'all had y'all out there like
whatever.
that.
Whatever. What's the craziest things you guys have ever seen together? And what is it like being Flawed's mommy?
Okay. They know what city we live in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. In Chicago, there is a major street that runs east and west. And it is notorious for having all different types of people on said street.
Okay.
So one particular day in the cold middle of the winter, it's got to be 20 degrees outside. We're sitting at a light and there is this guy walking around with no shirt on, beer belly hanging, and a Jason mask on.
Yeah.
Then another time in this same exact area, except we were going the opposite direction, I see a guy in a Pikachu onesie costume. Grown man.
Look at that Pikachu costume. That was funny as hell. In a Pikachu costume. I'm talking about with the ears attached and everything. Big old yellow costumes with the little round cheeks on the sides of the hoodie and everything.
What is it like being my mother?
You know, I don't think it's any different than being the mother of any other, you know, grown man. I mean, it's still my child. I don't care how famous he get or infamous he may be, he's still gonna be my child. You know, it's like even sometimes when he's getting ready to go do something and I go, where you going?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, excuse me? And I go, you know, you may not be a child, but you still my child. If I ask you where you going, I want to know where you going. If I hear his room door close, I'm like, where you going? I hear the front door, where you going?
That's why I'll be slipping out fast as hell now.
I be timing it like, look, you got 5 seconds to open the door and close it before I hear her voice. He think he slick. He think he, you know, I get out of here and you don't even call me. That's the difference. He tries to do it when I'm asleep. No, I don't be necessarily doing it. I be knowing you be fully awake. But if I move fast enough and can get out that front door, I'm not coming back. Like, so, what does that matter?
When Flawed told you he was gay, what was your reaction and what did you think?
I had already had a suspicion that he was, but when he came out, I mean, it wasn't an issue for me. I just wanted for him to be careful. And I told him that, I need for you to be careful, not just with your body, but also with your heart, you know, which would have been the same advice I would have gave him if he wasn't gay, if he was heterosexual and he was falling in love for the first time, you know, I would have given the same advice. You know, I don't have an issue with it. I think a lot of people expect for you to have an issue with it. My only issue with it would not be because he's gay. It would be because I don't want people to target him or mistreat him because he is. You know, as a mother, you don't want, especially if you're the mother of a black male child, you know, you don't want to have that one more thing that's going to make him not have what he wants and desires, or the wishes or the hopes and dreams that he has for himself. You don't want for him to not be able to accomplish those things because other people have an issue with it. You know, as a mother, that's my biggest issue. You know, you don't want him to have one more thing he has to overcome.
Okay, what do other family members think about Flawed being gay?
I think it's not an issue. Not in our immediate family, it's not.
See, we have a particularly small family, so it's like once I came out to her, I came out to everybody. It wasn't. We have a real small family, and the people that I would say maybe may not know is because they're not around us. That's the only reason why you may not know.
Right.
Was there a love Flawed had that you wish they were still together to this day?
I do, and he's gonna be really, really upset. But there's a particular ex that
You better not be talking about petty nigga. You better not be talking about petty nigga. That's what you better not be talking about.
I can't help it. I just certain ones I like.
Why? And you want him with me? Like, okay, like, the question is definitely straightforward. Did you still want with me? It's a difference if you talking like, you know, still kind of, sort of like a part of the family, but we talking about with me, in a relationship with me.
Oh no, not necessarily. I mean, I want you to be with whoever's gonna make you happy.
Yeah, so you better go on. You and petty nigga better go on. That's what y'all bet. That's what y'all.
That's dumb. My eye keep watering.
What is the funniest thing that y'all ever did? That's the first question. What's the funniest thing we've ever done?
The funniest thing we've ever done? I mean, that time we was riding along in the car and we went to go to the place to get the barbecue and Dakota boo-booed on my lap.
Yeah. That was when she was real young.
While I was driving.
Yeah, we talking about you. The ugly self. When was the scariest place y'all have been? I don't know if we've been necessarily scary places, 'cause we ain't did one.
Yeah, we don't
I don't
fool
like
with
being scared.
Yeah, we don't fool with scary.
I want to say, like, the scariest thing we did that we experienced together, it had to be when we went to go see 30 Days a Night.
Yeah.
That was
Or
the
when
scary.
y'all was little and we took y'all to the haunted
But
forest.
you wasn't afraid of that.
Yeah, I wasn't scared.
We talking about both of us being scared. We're not talking about you torturing me as a child. Have you done pranks on each other? No, we haven't done pranks on each other. I said that to her today.
And I told him he better not.
I could, and I probably will.
I had me
You
looking
never know.
crazy.
You never know. Can y'all do challenges too? We might. That might be something we could do.
I don't know about that.
Have y'all traps and fall 5? What was your happiest moment? Okay, I don't know what that other question was, but what was your happiest moments? What was our happiest moments?
Happiest moments?
Mm-hmm.
As a family or just?
I don't know that we remember together, I guess. And when I graduated, that was happy for me.
Yeah, that was a good moment when you graduated.
Shut up.
Happy moment for me was a good moment when you, when I realized that you were really growing into your manhood when you bought your first car, and you didn't really like ask anybody's opinion. You didn't, take one of us with you. You just went down there, went to the dealership, did what you wanted to do. You called and said, well, I'm doing such and such. I need this information. And I was like, okay, my baby's growing up.
Yeah, I was happy about that too. Cause nigga is not about that bus or that walking life. Hey, can't do it.
Well, you be still, little girl.
So for everybody, that's the end of this video. If we did not get to all of you all's questions, we will get into it in another video. Just make sure that you submit your comments down below and just ask us things. You can always follow me on my social media, Perfectly Flawed 1 on Instagram, which should be at the bottom of the screen here. Or a little lower. Where you see Dakota's head at, it should be about right there. But
She would be still.
remember that we are all flawed people, but the choice is yours to do the shit perfectly, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Peace.